you were at the top of the table over in Scotland as both Rangers and Celtic keep up the heat at the top of the table. But what's gone wrong with Hibs? We'll take a little look next. Once again on a prediction video today, recording match number 19, I think, over in Scotland, and we'll get to it in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Stop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, smash your subscribe and get your bang up to date with all things Scottish football related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. He bloody knows. That's right. He knows if you've been good. He knows if you've been bad, especially in the prediction league, because we'll look at it in just a second. A big shout out to my VRPs. They are the Patreons, boys. Thank you for your loving behind the gang. Of course, support the channel as you do. You could, of course, become the latest member of the gang just in time for Christmas. Check it all out for the price of a can of Coke or Vibto. You could become the latest member of the gang. So check it all out down below. Patreon.com/Roverseas. And of course, you'll be in line for becoming my new best mate for life. Check it all out then, guys. Here we go, though. Let's recap the games that did take place this past weekend. Of course, starting with a double match week for Hibs and Livingston. Of course, Hibs lost to Livingston. 1-0 loss on the night. As of course, change of manager looks like for Hibs at the moment. Meanwhile, Celtic picked up a 1-1 win over Motherwell. I went with a 3-0 win myself. Dundee United did get beat by Livingston as well. Back-to-back wins for them, 6 points as well. Livingston are on the climb. Meanwhile, Hearts got beat by Rangers 2-0. Went with it as well. Ross County did pick up a 3-2 win over Dundee. Massive win for them, as of course they close in to survival. St Johnstone in a bit of trouble. Of course, they lost to Aberdeen. 1-0 loss there. And of course, 1-1 draw. St Mirren against Hibs. Wow. That's of course the state of play there. What about the table? It looks just like this. Celtic are still 4 points adrift of Rangers, 42 points for Rangers, 38 points for Celtic. Hearts, of course, at third spot at the moment. Of course, Hibs down to 7th. St Johnstone in a bit of trouble, but it could all change this week. We have a bit of a weird fixture list up ahead, but this, of course, the table for the Prediction League. Winky, absolutely fantastic up there, alongside Hamstring as well. So both those guys, fantastic, picking up 5 points out of a possible 7, was it there? Something like that. But of course, let's take a look at the old grand scheme of things in the old leaderboard. The grand old plan is for 77 with 54 points. Keep out the great 53rd, and Yannick also with 51. It is still very, very tight, and it could go either way. And of course, we are approaching probably around about the halfway mark. We're going to be doing something new once we reach the halfway mark. We're going to be having a brand new table for for any newbies who want to compete for the second half of the season. There won't be any prizes, of course, for either half. It's whoever comes out on top of the table at the end of the season is Chief Supreme. So anyway, if you want to get involved, check it all out right here, right now. Is Scott. And also, if you want to support channel in another way and get yourself a nice little treat for this Christmas, you can be strutting around Scotland, around Glasgow, or Edinburgh, all around the world, with, of course, this sexy beast on your chest. It is Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz. It is a hoodie. It keeps you bloody warm. It's so warm I've had to switch to this guy. He knows, of course. But yeah, check it all out. Link is in the description. It supports the channel, supports the local artists, and of course it gets the channel out there and goes to showcase a bit of kit, and hopefully we can create some more bits of kit in the future. Before we get going, of course, I want to showcase this amazing hoodie jumper here. Of course, it is of Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz of Blackburn Rovers and La Roca fame. Of course, he is ripping up in the Championship these days, and of course, he could actually kick on to either the Premier League or maybe even La Liga next season. Now, of course, we do have these shirts that are available. They do support the channel, and of course, they also support local artist Ben Hayward, who did design this amazing bit of artwork. So if you want to get involved and help the channel in another way, of course, support a local artist, this is a great place to start. There will be a link to this hoodie in the old description down below. You can get it in, of course, Blackburn Rovers white or blue, and also in, of course, Viva La Roca red here. I have actually sold a couple of these bad boys, so a big shout out to the guys that did purchase this. And again, if you think this is a bit too much for yourself or for your other half or for a member of your family, you could also explore a Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz mug. It is out there as well for a little bit less money there, but of course it also supports the channel in another way. So please make sure you check it all out. It does wonders for the channel, and of course it gets the Diaz face out there. It also gets my little face out there. But anyway, let's kick it on with, of course, the next round of picture predictions. Let's kick it on forward then, shall we? Of course, with the next round of matches, of course, as I said, it's a bit of a weird one. We got 3, 6, 7 points on the offering here, with games stretched all over the place. So let's kick it all off with games that are going to be taking place tomorrow. That's, of course, Hibs up against Dundee. Let's get into it now. Now, these two sides have played each other 36 times since 1989. 19 wins for Hibs, 8 wins for Dundee, and 9 draws. Hibs just 1 win, 6 for them right now. David Gray is going to be the manager for the time being, up against James McPake, of course, and Dundee coming to this, winning 3 and losing 3 of the last 6, 50% form as well. Last round, of course, at Easter Rovers, a 1-win 1-4 Hibs. That was back in November 2020. That was in the League Cup. Of course, last time played in the league, though, at Heathrow was a 2-2 draw back in, of course, in November 2018. It's been a while, guys. Of course, St Mirren did draw with Hibs last time around. Of course, Dundee picked up a loss against Ross County. Of course, look at the odds on this one. 6-4 on is your Hibs, 14-5 is your draw, 17-4 is your away win. That's Dundee. Going to go with Hibs here with a 1 win for Gray. And, of course, this gang, let's go have Rangers up against St Johnstone take place on Wednesday. Now, these two sides have played each other 53 times since 1997. 37 wins for Rangers, 8 wins for St Johnstone, and we've got 8 draws. Of course, Rangers coming to this unbeaten in the last 6, picking up 5 wins and a draw up against the St Johnstone side, just 1 in 6. Of course, with Callum Davison's boys, despite their cup success last season, struggling a little bit right here, right now. Of course, last time around over in Ibrox was a 4-2 win for St Johnstone. Of course, back in the Scottish Cup in April 2021. Last time played though in the league was a 1 win for Rangers back in February 2021. That's of course when St Johnstone were really up on their form, of course. Heading into this one, though, Rangers did pick up a win over Hearts. St Johnstone did lose to Aberdeen, and they haven't scored. They've scored 1 goal in the last 5 games. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, heading into this one, 7-1 on is your Rangers, 60-1 is your long shots. Super J's, of course, 50-2 is your draw. 3-0 win for Rangers for me on this one. Ross County take on Celtic also on Wednesday now. These two sides play each other 32 times since 2004. 5 wins for Ross County, 21 wins for Celtic, and we've got 6 draws. Because Ross County just won to beat past 6 games for them. 67% form up against the Celtic side, unbeaten in the last 5. In fact, winning 5 in the bounce. 83% form for them at the moment. Last round over in Ross County was a 1 win for Ross County. That was back in February 2021. Of course, Ross County coming into this on the back of a 3-2 win over Dundee. Celtic picking up a 1 win over Motherwell, and they've got back-to-back clean sheets in the league. Of course, look at the odds on this one. We have 8-1 is your Ross County, 3-1 on is your Celtic. Of course, 17-4 is your draw. 2-0 win for Celtic for me to keep up the heat with Rangers. Of course, then we kick it on forward to the weekend. Then when we got Livingston taking on Ross County. Now these two sides have played each other 21 times since 2006. 11 wins to Livingston, 5 wins to Ross County, and 5 draws. Back-to-back wins for Livingston at the moment. David Martindale, of course, 42% form for them at the moment. Meanwhile, Ross County will come to this on the back of that loss against Celtic, but prior to that, 6% form for them. Picking up just 1 defeat past 6. Of course, last time they played each other over in Livingston was a 3-1 win for Livingston. That was back in January 2021. Of course, meanwhile, of course, Livingston did beat Dundee United. Of course, Ross County beating Dundee, losing to Celtic here on this one. But the odds go in favour of what am I looking at here? 5-4 is your Livingston, 11-5 is your Ross County, 11-5 is also your draw. So Livingston are your favourites. 1-0 win on this one for them. Back-to-back scoreless affairs though for Ross County in my eyes. Then Rangers will take on Dundee United also on the weekend. Of course, play each other 73 times since 1994. 44 wins for Rangers, 60 wins to Dundee United, and 13 draws. Of course, Rangers, like I said, unbeaten the last 6, 92% form up against the Dundee United side. Just 1 win and 6 for them, 25% form as well. Last round over at Ibrox was a 4-1 win for Rangers. That was back in February 2021. Dundee United did beat them last round though. That was back in Canada. So of course earlier in the season it was a 1-0 win. Rangers coming into this on the back of a 2-0 win against Hearts, also with a 3-0 win over St Johnstone. Dundee United though coming into this on the back of a loss against Livingston, and it's actually been 3 games without scoring a goal for Dundee United. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Got Rangers 11-2 on for the victory, put into 1 is your long shots. Dundee United, and 5-1 is your draw. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Rangers with a goal for Dundee United at long last. Motherwell will take on Super Jays, of course. Double match week for them. Played each other 67 times since 1997. Of course, 28 wins to Motherwell, 28 wins to St Johnstone. Of course, 11 draws. Motherwell just 1 win in the past 4, 58% form against the St Johnstone side. Just 1 win in 7 now, of course, and when you include this one. Of course, there'll be 5 defeats on the bounce. Of course, last round over in Fir Park was a 3-0 win for St Johnstone. That was back in February 2021. Of course, I was in the Premiership this last season. Motherwell coming into this on the back of a 1-0 loss against Celtic. St Johnstone, like I said, haven't scored in back-to-back games now, 3 games, including this one as well. But of course, prior to this one, they did lose to Aberdeen. Coming into this, the odds on this one, we have Motherwell 23-20 for the victory, 25 is your win, St Johnstone, and 11-5 is your draw. Going to go with the Motherwell win, 2-1 win, but a goal at long last for St Johnstone. And then finally, it's Dundee, of course, double match week for them up against Hearts. Of course, they played one half of Edinburgh, now they play the other half, played each other 47 times since 1998, 15 wins for Dundee, 22 wins for Hearts, of course, 10 draws. 3 wins, 6 for Dundee, 50% form up against the Hearts side, 3 wins the past 3, 50% form as well. Last round over at Dens Bar was a 2-1, a 3-1 win for Dundee. That's back in January 2021. Dundee coming into on the back of a 3-2 loss against Ross County, also with a 1-0 loss against Hibs. Meanwhile, Hearts coming into on the back of a loss against Rangers, of course. But the odds on this one, we have 5-2 is your Dundee, 11-10 is your Hearts, 94 is your Hearts. Are your favourites here. I'm going to give it to them as well. 2-1 win to take it out. So that's my picks, of course, for this bit of a weird stretched match day, of course. But of course, get your picks in as well for this one. And of course, we'll look forward to seeing you next time around. Be sure to check out the links as well down below for this. _Scott, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. He bloody knows. Do you know? Of course, make sure you check those out. Of course, also check out the link for the Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz hoodie. And of course, any other merch that we've got on the website. But of course, the link for that is down below. But But until then, guys, be sure to check out the links for the Patreon support channel if you can. That'd be massively appreciated. But until then, I'll see you soon for the next one, whenever that is. Of course, the games are coming fast, but also come to a halt across Europe as, of course, the winter break is approaching a lot of leagues. But anyway, until then, guys, we are done for this.